Episode 2 of Smoke dives deeper into the dual lives of our main characters, and by the end, it completely flips the perspective we had after Episode 1. What started as a procedural drama about catching serial arsonists takes a bold step into psychological territory. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. From Michelle's complicated past to Freddy's quiet unraveling to the jaw-dropping reveal about Dave, this episode gave us plenty to dissect. Let's break it all down. Michelle's traumatic past comes to light. So the episode opens on a haunting note, Michelle's childhood trauma. We learn that she was once trapped in a burning house as a child, and the person responsible, her own mother, Renata Calderone. We only get a glimpse of this through her parole hearing notice and a tense phone call with Michelle's sister-in-law, but it's enough to paint a vivid picture. Renata wasn't just negligent, her actions caused multiple deaths. No wonder Michelle has such a complex relationship with fire, and probably with people too. And now, fate has brought her to a place where she's helping investigate arsons. It's poetic in a dark, twisted kind of way. Instead of letting her trauma define her, Michelle seems to be confronting it, one case at a time.
There! Where's the limp?
The potato chips theory holds weight. Michelle takes that personal strength and channels it into her investigation. She revisits the CCTV footage of the arsonist we've nicknamed Potato Chips. And bingo, she catches something everyone else missed. For a moment, the man in the footage forgets to limp. That's huge. This guy has been faking a disability to throw investigators off his trail. Michelle points it out to Dave, and even he can't deny it anymore. They're not looking for a man with a limp. They're looking for a former or active firefighter who's perfectly capable of walking normally. This subtle moment shifts the entire trajectory of the investigation. It's a reminder that Michelle has the instincts of a real detective, even if she's technically just assisting Dave.
When you gonna let me cut that hair? That's a handsome face under all that.
Freddy's quiet desperation builds. Meanwhile, Freddy, aka Milk Jug, is going through his own little crisis. We already knew he was a loner working at Coop's Fried Chicken, but in episode 2, we see more of what drives him. A sweet customer named Miss Brenda Cephas tries to uplift Freddy. She sees potential in him, even offering to give him a free makeover. Freddy, ever the introvert, brushes it off at first, but later that night, he looks into leveling up at Coop's. He quickly hits a wall. No qualifications, no way forward. His co-worker Lee tries to console him by saying he's already earning more than a starting manager. But it's clear Freddy wants more. He wants respect. He wants to be seen. That's when he finally takes Brenda up on her offer. He walks into her salon, gets the afro trimmed, beard shaped up. It's a new look, a cleaner, more confident Freddy. But here's where it gets clever. The sketch that Dave and Michelle are working from, it's based on his old look. So this makeover isn't just a confidence booster, it's the perfect cover-up. And then there's that chilling theory. What if Freddy is the reason Brenda's son died? His guilty energy, every time she talks to him, it's off. Maybe he didn't know they were connected when he set that fire. Or maybe he did, and the guilt is swallowing him whole.
Okay, what's it about?
Stuff.
Dave and Michelle follow Arch and go. Too far back on the other case, Dave and Michelle are still trying to pin down Potato Chips. Their newest suspect? A firefighter named Arch. There's no hard evidence against him, just a lot of attitude, especially toward Michelle. The guy's got serious racist vibes, and Michelle's clearly not going to let that slide. So they start tailing him. 5 days of stakeouts, 0 results. But Michelle isn't ready to give up. She takes a reckless step, breaking into Arch's off-the-grid cabin in the woods. It's illegal, it's dangerous, but it's also deeply revealing. Inside, Michelle doesn't find arson materials. What she does find is disturbing in a different way. An armory filled with enough firearms to outfit a militia, and a side room that's giving serious 50 Shades Red Room energy. This guy may not be burning supermarkets, but he's clearly not stable. Then comes the twist. Arch catches her in the act. Michelle panics. She shoots him in the leg, then spins the narrative to make it seem like she was investigating a domestic terrorist. She lies, boldly, and the ATF seems to believe her, for now. But Stephen, he sees through it. He knows this story's not adding up. and Michelle knows it too. So if she wants to protect her lie, she has to actually catch the real arsonist. And where does she start? By looking into former firefighters. First on the list, Dave.
Crisis to discuss.
Can I go first?
Dave's mask starts to crack. While all this is happening, we're getting little glimpses into Dave's personal life. And it's not pretty. There's a conversation with Harvey about his relationship with Ashley and her son Emmett. On the surface, things seem fine, but there's something off in how Ashley interacts with Dave. Subtle eye rolls, dismissive tones. She doesn't respect him. And Emmett? He's not exactly thrilled about Dave being in their lives either. Then Dave gets an email from a literary agency. His manuscript? Rejected. Harshly. Turns out writing about fire doesn't make you Hemingway. To make things worse, the fire department is throwing a party to celebrate Michelle's bravery in busting Arch. Dave's pride takes a serious hit. He tries to open up to Ashley, but she's focused on Emmett's dad, Gerard, who's moving 2,000 miles away. It's unclear what the exact issue is. Maybe Emmett will see less of his dad, or maybe Ashley's worried about co-parenting alone. Either way, Dave feels dismissed again, and then comes the snap.
What they do about it?
Really?
The big reveal. Dave is potato chips. After enduring what seems like 1,000 microaggressions, dismissals, and failures in one day, Dave walks into a supermarket, and without hesitation, he sets the potato chips aisle on fire. Yep, Dave is the second serial arsonist. The guy who's been leading the investigation, faking the limp, that's him. And now it all makes sense. The reason he's always one step behind. The reason he deflects when Michelle gets too close to the truth. The way he uses his job to explore his personal obsession with fire. Dave isn't just chasing arsonists. He's one of them, and it's not just a random compulsion. Dave's life is falling apart. His relationship is hollow. His stepson hates him. His writing career is DOA. And instead of leaving the situation or seeking help, he channels his rage into destruction. He's trying to create control through chaos, trying to feel something by lighting the world on fire. It's an emotional breakdown disguised as criminal behavior. And the most chilling part? Nobody suspects him yet.
Active firefighters? No.
Former firefighters?
Michelle's gut might save the day. But Michelle, she's starting to see things clearly. She's eliminated the active firefighters from her suspect pool. She knows Arch wasn't the guy. So what's next? Former firefighters. And Dave is right there at the top of the list. You can feel the tension building toward an inevitable showdown. Michelle, driven by trauma and intuition. Dave, unraveling behind his polite smiles and fire metaphors. The way this episode sets the stage for their eventual confrontation is masterful, and given Michelle's instincts, it's not a matter of if she'll figure it out, it's when.
I'm just gonna have to give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. You are smart.
Our nerdy thoughts smoke. Episode 2 isn't just a middle chapter, it's the pivot point of the entire series. It takes what we thought was a simple cat and mouse game between two serial arsonists and turns it into something deeper, darker, and far more personal. Michelle's not just fighting crime, she's battling her past. Freddy's not just a suspect, he's a product of neglect and envy. And Dave? Dave is a powder keg, one spark away from destroying everything and everyone around him. This episode set everything ablaze, metaphorically and literally, and if this is how far we're going in episode 2, we can only imagine what's coming next. Let me know in the comments, when do you think Michelle will find out about Dave? And do you think Freddy's hiding even darker secrets? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell if you're watching this on YouTube. We'll be breaking down every episode of Smoke, so stay tuned. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your fire extinguishers close.
That's why I get the bowls out early, so much pressure to close them at the end. It's terrible.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.